I was before I got inadvertently detained, alternative, anyway, whatever that is. Look, I did have my start of the program earlier, but was suddenly called away. It was the urgent call of nature. It was in 2014 that I actually had a interesting revelation revealed to me, as in through a colonoscopy, that I had a cancerous tumour removed, which meant there was a resection, which meant that I had a ileostomy bag at that point in time for a couple of months. Well, it was 3-4 months. And since then, there has been issues with bowel. So I'm just going to state that. It's just one of those facts. So I'd like to get back to the reading where we were at that home base of the cards. So hi, Stevie. Wonderful to see you here. Wonderful, wonderful. Great. So that was just a very weird little introduction because this is part 2 of what I'd started before in the reading and needed to leave promptly. So here we go. We've got the card spread using the Pixies Astounding Lenormand deck, and it's the 5-card spread of the workspace where the book is. The ring is in the home space. We've got the whip up in the unexpected. We've got the tower in your role, and we have the garden as that outcome card. And, oh, you would have missed it without the extra notification. Well, that's funny, isn't it? Yeah, it's wonderful to have you here. And we've also got someone who is over on the Facebook. Hi, Ros, Boundy, how are you? It's not revealing the name, and I'm still not sure whether that's my page or the private group, because that's the privacy stuff that Facebook, well, the EU has, Facebook's put into place because of EU rules and stuff, changes and legislations and whatnot. So here we go. The book, I had started with this and saying that we need to actually, it does feel like we need to be writing down what is some of our, the legacies with the work, so that there is a physical legacy way of researching something that's, in that pen and paper style, not reliant on computers, electronics and stuff like that. So possible, the things that you're wanting to actually follow up in more detail and the rest, just write it down in even a cheap notebook. It's just one of those things. So Tracy, glad you're okay. My husband gets polyps and had, I've got another colonoscopy coming up. I do have regular checks because of that issue, but I just put it down to a shorter bowel length, that large intestine thing's shorter, and sometimes it surprises me. And I could not have done anything about that but leave. So that's all there is to it. It's some things as facts of life of what we need to live through bring us to surprises, which we find with the whip here in that unexpected position. So it's get things done as you need to, so that really did say that in that moment. So the body was telling me, could not have ignored that. So we've moved from the book now over to the ring. Oh, great. Good. Thank you, Saba, for putting your name there. That's good. Probably after each time you put a message there. I know there's a link to say give permission to eCam in the announcements if it's my group to give permission to show your name. But I think that might even be just within the group, not out of it. I really don't know. There's so many different rules that we have being given to us, and they're probably written in a book too, somewhere. So here we've got the ring, and that's about the commitment with the people that we're in relationship. What commitment to yourself are you actually putting into action as well? So, thank you, Stevie. I'm a light on dark days. Thank you so much. Now you got me blushing. And here's a beautiful light with that ring. You see that what possibly is a diamond. I mean, rings can be, it's a circle. That's what a ring is. It's the symbolism of that circle. There's no end, there's no beginning, no end. So that you're actually moving through what is a commitment to self, commitment to others. There's all different ways that we can actually express our commitment. And I think in this, we are giving ourselves that permission to actually make the commitments. And we can also change them around so that they're not holding us to something that is no longer serving us, because we can be too pedantic in holding on to things that don't work, don't suit, are no longer valid, all that sort of stuff. We can change them, or we can totally delete them from what is our list of things that we have said, yes, I'll do this, I'll do that, as what seems to be those vows, or we look at what is, and I suppose here, because families are a mix these days, so much so, and that there does seem to be a lot of mobility in relationships. Work through them first is what I'm getting here. Just go through that process of, seeing if things are able to be worked through to continue that no beginning, no end type factor. But really, if it's something that does need to be changed, and in my mind, it's coming up, just that thought of sometimes divorce is better than hanging on to a marriage that's not working, even with kids in it, and all that brings with it. But divorce doesn't have to be marriages. It can be other types of relationships as well, can be considered as a divorce. It was many years ago. I remember seeing, shock, horror, there was a child divorced to parents in the news. It had to be in America. I think it was. But, it's all sorts of things that we need to be thinking of that involves commitment and, that symbolism of the ring today. So just think about that too. So, we've got someone here. I think that's either the YouTube or the Periscope. Hi, cool person. Here we've got the whip in that unexpected, and that's really, the symbol. Every time that card comes up, I'm seeing myself as a kid in the stockyard that we had with the cattle, and Dad would have a little stock whip that he'd just crack it. And I knew he wasn't doing anything that was hurting the cows, because it was just the noise. It was the noise behind them. They heard that crack and they'd move. And sometimes it was imperative that they moved at the right time and to the right place, because of the way that we needed to have them moved. And I think that's just the energy of the whip, really is that type of crack the whip, get the movement happening, put the actions into place. And it is important to have your timing right, just sense into that. When is the right timing for someone, what you're needing to be doing today? And because it's the unexpected position, there's going to be something that needs that crack of the whip in that instant to get it moving, to actually have it at the right time. You'll sense that, tune into that. And especially as, there is the birch broom in combination with the whip. So anything that you're doing, it's an action doubled, because of, you might need to clean up some mess or something afterwards, or clean up something first and then crack the whip to get, whichever way it is, a sense into that, what's needed for you in that situation. We've got the Tower in our role. So it really is that I'm feeling it's the standing tall, grounding your feet, standing tall, reaching to the best that you can do today. It just has that visual there of determination, standing your ground and being that tall, in all the essence of your full height, your full stretch, even stretching a little bit further just to keep that growth happening is what I'm feeling. The growth of you, that inner being of you, as well as what you have around you in your abundance, your resources, and being a good steward of what you have here to do on earth. So that's what I'm feeling in that, because you can see the earth, that's the grounding. It's really got a good foundation to hold that tower tall. So you're needing to do that as well through your day today. We've got the garden, and I think that's perfect. Also decorating, making beautiful what is your surroundings, because gardens can be productive or purely for beauty and visual appreciation. It still does take some work. So here we've got that work factor happening with the whip and cleaning up stuff. So it could be today might be some time to spend out in nature and get that garden growing. Have what is about you in all of your aspects of your work and your home, becoming that space of garden productivity and just straight out appreciation of the rewards that you're getting from the work you're putting in. Because we all know that gardens will thrive when they're looked after, nurtured and tended with loving care. And we need to be doing that throughout all of our areas of life as well. Don't forget that it does need our plants and that need the air, oxygen, the water, the food, the fuel, just as we do. So with that, I'm going to leave it there for now because I do have places I'm going to today. Yay! Get off a cast. I'm hoping. And tomorrow, hopefully, it'll be just a splint that I'll see you here with, and continue on with the next card reading, next instalment of the Lenormand deck on a daily basis. I'm hoping to get it back into a daily. So thank you for being here this morning for the second time. And we'll continue through our day with love, peace, and, well, tranquility. Try and find your time for a bit of space for you, looking into your, go to a Zen space. Thank you, and be the best you